Back from the break, you're still tuned in to Head Start 2.0. It's time to discuss the business as far as sports in the country is concerned. And one of the ace journalists we have in the country, Muftawu, Nabila, has just joined us to bring us off.
Don't just say Muftawu. You gotta say it with some Say it again.
Muftawu, Nabila. Has just joined us in the studio. Muftawu, how's it going on your side, man?
Morning.
You can see I am moving to a perfect musical tune. I'm playing it in my head. Remember in 2016, we were all dancing. No, about that set. No, about that set. That is what was happening in 2016. But in 2017, we are now in the football political arena. We are a year away from the Ghana Football Association elections. But the fever of the politics is already in the fibre of interested candidates and the media. The wind of change in the football political ecosystem began in February 2016 when Gianni Infantino won the FIFA elections. After a long battle of accusations and counter-accusations, which saw FIFA officials arrested, detained, and subsequently banned from the most prestigious sport, then came the opportunity for Africa to decide who has the continental football governing body. Ahmad Ahmad, who lost out on a place on the FIFA Council to Kwesi Nyantakyi, shook the foundation of Africa's football political sphere, dared the lion in Issa Hayatou, and subsequently overthrew him and occupied the seat. Hayatou had governed CAF for 29 years. That was even before I was born. After the CAF elections, I asked Kwesi Nyantakyi why Ahmad Ahmad won the election, and these were his words.
Brought the change was that people were yearning for change. And as my sister Aisha said, when change is coming, nothing can stop it. There is nothing. No man or woman born of a woman can stop it. And that is what happened. The wind came like a hurricane. And if you stopped it or you tried to stop it, you will be carried off your feet. And that is what happened.
It was the first indicator that the Wa All-Stars bankroller was going to move on following the public outcry after AFCON 2017 failure, which extended Ghana's wait to rule the rest of Africa to 37 years, handing over the ammunition to potential successors to go hunting. They began secretly until he told the state-owned Graphic Sports in April 2017, and I quote, "I am going to move on from here. The position of the FA presidency is not a personal property. A time will come where we will all move on." Those were the words of Kwesi Nyantakyi. And he gave the power to his vice president and other interested candidates to go hunting for the seat. George Afriye, who declared his intention to contest for the FA presidency, was taken out of the Black Stars Management Committee. The gentleman who oversaw his 50th birthday celebration, where he made the declaration, Ernest Thompson, was also deleted from the system as emergency committee member of the senior national team. This is elimination by rough tactics. An executive member of the FA told off the pitch that the FA has become a courtroom. These are signs of end time, and George Afriye did not lose the opportunity to remind his boss that what he is doing could have some consequences or repercussions. Let's listen to George Afriye.
On GTV, I'll repeat it here. Makan on GTV. I see my maker. The only reason why I'm repeating is because Makan on GTV. Me say, Ura Kwesi Nyantakyi, or you're the president of Ghana Football Association, or you're first vice president of CAF, or you're FIFA Executive Council member. We're granting an interview to Graphic Sports. Why interview to your sister station Joy FM? why interview to Vision 1 FM, all in 3 different occasions. Or see me, Kwesi Nyantakyi, me Nkobio. What I want everybody to understand is that those were his words. If tomorrow, Uchengi Nagin, and like in Penfo Bessie, Kwasia, and Nagin, what people need to understand, the word trust. Trust in that bracket of his stature. Oh yes, Adina, he knows the consequences. Wow.
I'm looking at that bracket of trust. The first 2 gentlemen of Ghana football have not lost the opportunity to feed the airwaves with sound bites. It is the voice of power. It is the adrenaline of quest for power. It is driving everyone crazy. Subsequent days will be lit. 2019 will be litter. That is what the football political sphere is serving the general public. Ifya and Jake.
Muftawu, this conversation is deep. It's deep. And let's talk about the fairness involved in this. Some people are saying there's buga in the FA. Even you mentioned 2 days ago that there's even cultism in the FA. Yes. What is going on in Ghana Football Association, and why does it surprise us that our league and our Black Stars is on the decline if even the management's body doesn't seem to hold stuff together?
We are in the political space now. The best friends become enemies before the media. When you're in politics, that is what is currently happening.
Are you saying they were never really good friends?
Right.
They were good friends.
But
they were very good friends.
Then what went wrong?
Because it took Nyantakyi to name George Afriye his vice president. If they were never good friends, he was never going to give him the opportunity to be his vice
Does
president.
it mean George Afriye never discussed with Nyantakyi his intention before putting it out there?
He has made it publicly that he never told him anything. After Nyantakyi had spoken to 3 different media organizations that he was not going to continue as FA president, you never expected him to go telling the man that, oh, I want to contest for the
So
FA
what,
president.
does Kwesi Nyantakyi feel betrayed that, George, you are my deputy, you never told me you have the intentions?
The feeling of betrayal began in 2016. That's 2 years ago. These 2 people were at loggerheads exactly 2 years ago.
Why were they at loggerheads 2 years ago?
It was purely political, just like I said. We are in the political space, and everything is now pushed to the political corner. When Nilante van der Poel was appointed the sports minister, George Afriye, who happens to be Nilante's cousin, was accused of leaking info of the FA to the minister. And the minister threw them bombs all over in the media space. So they felt that George Afriye betrayed the FA. They were never able to build that trust between them since 2016 till now. That was what happened. So even as of now, just recently, George Afriye revealed how Nyantakyi got a text message that, oh, if he appointed him the vice president, he was going to die in 2 years, and he prayed that the man should not die within 2 years.
Muftawu, let's delve a little into the statements that the video that we just saw, George Afriye saying that if there were any, if he decided or he went back on his word to, run for presidency, then what's the situation going to look like? What did he mean when he says the consequences will be there? What do you mean by consequences?
It depends on how you interpret it. First, it has to do with trust. This is a gentleman who has repeated himself 3 times. I'm not going to continue as FA president. And all of a sudden, he rescinds his decision. People will not trust his words again. Secondly, it will have to do with how the 2 of them manage the affairs of the FA. Does it mean that he will go telling the public if they did things in the dark? That's another consequences. Because he has insisted that he's going to contest for the FA elections in 2019. So whether Nyantakyi wants to continue or not, he careless.
Okay, well, Muftawu, well, thank you very much all this informative info you've given me.
If you've not even seen my tie this morning.
I've seen it, baby. I've seen it. It's matching my hair. You're trying to match my hair. I love you.
No, but you closed a blind eye to it, eh?
I was going to say it. You didn't let me...
I'll tell Preman.
So where's your tie from, by the way?
It is from Preman. Preman, they dress us so well that when you come on set and if you start salivating and...
What?
Yeah.
I start salivating.
as for this relationship, I really don't know what's going on with this relationship.
Are you a
but it's too much
donut that
for me.
salivates for?
Oh, no, I'm not donut. I'm bread.
You turn into a bread. You eat too much bread. Anyway, guys, we will be back with more Head Start after this break.